Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be looking at Physics 0625 Paper 6 Planning Investigation Part 2. So in the previous one we did this one and today we'll be doing this one. Okay, so let's start. A student investigates the change in resistance of a lamp filament when the current in the lamp is increased. Now first of all what you have to do is identify what you're changing and identify what you're measuring. So over here, we are looking at the change in resistance of a filament lamp when the current in the lamp is increased. This shows me that my current is my independent variable and the resistance is my dependent variable. Because when I change the current, that is when my resistance of the filament lamp will also change, right? Then the following apparatus are available. I have a power supply, a low voltage filament lamp. The low voltage doesn't really make a difference. I have an ammeter, a voltmeter, and I have connecting wires. Other apparatus normally found in a school laboratory are also available. Now plan an experiment to investigate the change. Okay, so it's given here again. Change in resistance of the lamp filament when the current is increased. Okay, so resistance R is given by the equation resistance is voltage over current, which means I'll have to find my voltage and I'll have to find my current. Okay, where V is potential difference, okay, across and I is the current. Yeah. So now physics paper 6 questions like this particular question, it's actually very easy to score the marks if you follow what they want. Okay, so first of all, draw a diagram of the circuit that you're going to use. Now the circuit that we are going to use is one where we'll have a power supply. This is a power supply or power source, which will have like this. And we'll connect it to an ammeter. Ammeter to do what? To get our current or to measure our current in an ammeter. Then we'll have it connected to the filament lamp, which we represent like this, and we'll connect it to a voltmeter, which will record the voltage for us. So voltage. So over here you can see we are getting a V, and over here we are getting our I. Now I have connected a variable resistor over here, and why is that? Because they say I am changing the current in the lamp, and a variable resistor helps change current in the lamp. So this is my circuit, and there you go. I've completed it, and I'm pretty sure I'll get 1 mark here for it. Now explain briefly how to do the investigation, okay, including how to change the current. So now this is where I'm going to get the most marks from. So let's see. Over here I said that measure the current from the ammeter and the voltage from the voltmeter. Okay. So I'm getting my I from here and I'm getting my V from here. Calculate the resistance using the formula they gave us. Okay, that's basic. Now over here for saying this, I'll get 1 mark, and I think I'll get 1 mark here. Then it says, the question also asks, how am I going to change the current? So I said, change the current using a variable resistor. Now saying this itself gives me another 1 mark. Now, usually I also like to repeat the experiment, like the number of times at the end, but you can add it over here as well. So repeat the experiment with 5 other currents, which gives you your 1 mark. So I have gotten my marks over here. Now draw a table. Now see, some things are always going to come. You are always going to have to draw a table for this question, but it's not that difficult. Draw a table or tables with column headings. Very important. Your column headings will determine whether you get the mark or not. To show how to display your readings, you're not required to enter any readings in the table. Please, the question is asking you to not enter any readings, so why would you want to go and enter it yourself, right? Just stick to what the question is saying and don't enter anything except the column headings. So in my column headings, I'm just going to show everything that I recorded. I recorded my current, I recorded my voltage, and I used these two to calculate my resistance. So I'll also add resistance. Now, no matter what, it's very important that these two come, because this is what are most important, because I'm increasing my current to calculate my change in resistance. But it's also important to add the voltage over here. Okay. Now you could also add something like experiment and then 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not really that required. What they are going to basically judge you from are these three. Now also, it's very important you add the symbols. Okay, these symbols are the one that will determine whether you get your mark. So write what you're measuring, a slash like this, and then write the symbol of it. Very easy. Once you're able to do it, that's all. Please do not enter any values here. I'm saying it again. Then it says, explain how you would use your readings to reach a conclusion. Now, for like almost every single question, when you're asked to figure out how you'll reach a conclusion, it's usually you saying that plot a graph to see the trend that's over there. Now, so the graph could be different. Sometimes it could be a graph like this. Sometimes you could have to mention use a bar chart or something like that. So always be careful here. Don't just say, oh, plot a graph. No, don't just say plotting a graph is not enough. You have to state how you will plot a graph. So plot a graph of resistance against current. Now these are also very important. Now, how would you know which one goes where? Now, as you know, dependent variable goes on the y-axis and the independent variable goes on the x-axis. Now, since I'm changing my current, my independent variable is on the x-axis, which is why I have current here. You don't need to draw this, okay? This is not something you need to draw. This is just for your explanation that I'm using. But this thing over here is what you really need to mention. And your dependent variable over here, which is the resistance. So yes, this is how you will plan on investigation. Now the answer is also here. We have covered every single point over here. Now, as you see, it's not like chemistry of biology where you have extra points that you can mention and get. Over here, you have to mention every single point in order to get it. There's no extra points for doing this or that, or maybe there's no MP8 that you could get in case you don't mention this, you will get this. No, you have to mention everything that's over here. So thank you for watching this video. All the best with your exam paper. I have AdMaths the day before physics, so I have to prepare for that. So I'm really sorry if I'm not able to post as many videos as possible, but I'll give it my level best. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Till then,